Gilgil. We have our team on standby to update us on what is happening there. Yusuf Farah is on standby.
Thank you very much, John Jacob Kioria, back there at the Turkana County for the Turkana Festival. And from the county of Turkana, we now bring you to the county of Nakuru, where we're coming to you live from the Law Enforcement Academy at NYS Gilgil, where tomorrow we are expecting Kenya Forest Service Rangers to be passing out. And of course, this is an event that will be graced by none other than the President of Kenya, President William Ruto. And to just paint a picture of what is expected tomorrow, I'm joined now by the acting Kenya Forest Service Commandant Mr. David Chege, who will be just painting a picture of what is expected tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining us. We are live on KBC. Perhaps to start us off, tomorrow we're expecting Kenya Forest Service Rangers to be passing out after completing 6 months training. So what can the person at home be expecting tomorrow?
Thank you very much, Yusuf. Tomorrow is a big day for Kenya Forest Service, and particularly so because we'll be graduating, passing out a big contingent of Rangers, a total of about 2,664 Rangers who have been training here for the last 6 months. They have now completed their course, and in this ceremony that will be officiated by His Excellency the President, yes, they will be passing out to be able to enable them to join the service, to be able to serve in forest conservation, protection and management.
Okay, this is a bigger number, of course, compared to previous recruitments. So what has necessitated this number? They jumped to 2,664.
Thank you. We currently operating at a level that is not in commensurate with the challenges that are facing the forest. There are very serious threats to forest, and therefore the President in his Jamhuri Day speech directed that we recruit this large number, and which is the largest ever, yes, that ever been recruited in KFS, to be able to support forest conservation and management. Primarily so because forests in this country have faced a myriad of challenges, up to, including illegal activities, forest fires, among others. The ranges that we have currently, we have a total of about 2,200, and this is far below the world accepted ratio of 1 ranger to 400. Currently we are operating at one ranger to 1,200 hectares, an area that one ranger may not adequately address in terms of protection and management. Okay. So this particular cohort, when eventually it graduates, it will bring that ratio down to about a ranger to 530 hectares. And we think that will greatly improve the way we have been managing our forests.
So from here, immediately they're done with the training, do they go to the respective stations immediately?
Yes, these rangers from here will be posted to various forest stations within the 47 counties of this country, because as you know, the forest areas, and particularly the public forests that they will be working in, are spread across the whole country. And they will be deployed in each of those forest stations, right from Mandera all the way to Lamu, and they'll be working very closely with other agencies to ensure that forests are protected. Of course, having been in training for the last 6 months, it's expected that it's natural that we give them a short break so that they can refresh, meet their families, and thereafter quickly get busy with the business of forest conservation and management.
Okay. Let's talk about these 6 months of training.
Yes.
Of course, there are different areas that they are trained in. So what are some of these areas that they're being trained in, and what will this training seek to address as soon as these people go to their respective forest stations?
Thank you. When we did receive these rangers at the beginning, as you can understand, they were primarily what we would refer to as Raya, people who do not understand, I think, perhaps in terms of the work they are supposed to do. So they've been taken through a number of stages, and the first one was first of all to transform them through some improve their physical well-being because of the area they are going to be working in. Then we introduce them to drills to transform them to some disciplined force. Secondly, we have also enhanced their knowledge through a knowledge process imparting skill,
yes,
where we introduce them to forest law, to various laws that govern their working environment and working with other agencies. And thirdly, we have also been able to introduce them to tactical skills, which they will need when they go out there.
Yeah.
The use of firearms, which they can now competently use, and many other skills that they will be able to employ when they get out in the working environment. And lastly, the issue of transforming them from being law enforcement officers who are competent and able to work with the communities. From here, they'll be working very close with the communities, and they are expected to practice what Kenya Forest Service do, which is working through forest-based, human rights-based approach, where they will be working in a manner consistent with respecting human rights, and also employing human rights policies that are consistent with the laws of this country. Yeah.
And it's good that you mentioned the community aspect. The president recently launched the 15 billion tree planting agenda. And for a long time, the business of tree planting has just been that, tree planting only. But now, what is the service doing in terms of sensitization to ensure that trees are not just planted, but they're planted to their full growth, so that not only just these generations, but the future generations can enjoy the fruits of this initiative that the president has?
Yes, the president has called us to plant 15 billion trees by 2032 to increase the forest cover from the tree cover from the current 0.13% to 30%. This is an enormous task, and the country is up to it, as you know. There's a call by the president for each of us to simply plant 300 seedlings every year. Now, the difference between what we have been doing in the past and what the government is insisting is that apart from the past where we have been planting trees, this time around we will be growing trees. Where you plant the tree at the respective area, then you or we protect the tree, the seedling, to ensure that it grows to a mature tree and it can be counted toward the 10% tree, the 30% tree cover that we expect in the period that we are looking forward to. So, and in the past where you planted so many and you've lost so many through various degrading agents, say grazing of livestock, trampling, and so forth. This time around, we are planting and caring so that we ensure that we participate in what we are calling tree growing.
Okay. And these are rangers who are going to be exposed to different kind of dangers. Knowing the nature of their job, it's not always just another walk in the park. Sometimes they are exposed to different dangers depending on the areas that they are deployed. So, as a service, what are you doing to ensure that the welfare of these rangers is taken care of, so that if a ranger today is stepping out to go and do his duty of ensuring that the nature is well preserved and taken care of course, what is the service doing to ensure that their welfare is taken care of?
Thank you. The service has started by offering the right training. The training that we have been able to conduct here equips these officers with adequate skills to deal with very different and difficult environments. Of course, forests are the same habitats for animals, and they will, of course, encounter situations that could be dangerous. So it has been necessary, and we have ensured that they have skills to deal with those kind of environments. However, the service has not stopped there. In order to address their welfare, it has put in place a very advanced insurance cover, medical cover, to ensure that in case of any injury, these rangers are well taken care of. We know in the past there has been issues with our rangers who have been injured and perhaps did not benefit from such facility. Going forward, we have agreed that we have put in place the measures to address this particular area so that the rangers are well taken care of. This again also coupled with the kind of environment we're living in. The service is, and through the government, is trying to provide adequate housing so that they can live in the various areas. Initially, of course, we'll have some challenge because it's a very big number. We've not had this kind of number in the past, and therefore housing issues have been there. But we have put elaborate plans. We have put budgets, which we expect the government will support us to be able to put up adequate housing. But we are making sure that they perform their duties at their best, and therefore their welfare is well taken care of. Training, again, will not cease here. We will continue to support them with further training to ensure that they grow in their skills and performance as they perform their duties.
Okay. And perhaps what would stop a ranger, say, for example, who's engaged in this 6-month training from graduating, say, tomorrow?
Well, as you may appreciate, this is a very tough training. You have rightly said that you'll be working in a very difficult environment. That is a simulation exactly that is done during the training, because we expose them to the very same conditions that they were going to be involved in the work. So it requires somebody who is committed, focused, disciplined, and knowing very well why they are training. Because apart from just getting a job here, it's a commitment to be able to protect forests and the environment for the greater good of this country. If one is not focused on that, or they did not come perhaps in the first place to be able to serve in that call, they are likely perhaps to unable to not to finish the course. And that would be one of the reasons that perhaps you could have one or two who did not make it to the very end of the course. Okay.
And perhaps as we finished, to the specific rangers that are passing out tomorrow after this 6-month training, of course, it's not been an easy task. What would you, as the acting commandant, have as a message to them to give them morale to go out and become the rangers that you would want them to be, and to execute their duties knowing well that they're going to an environment that needs them to be at their best at all times?
To the rangers that are passing out tomorrow, my message is very simple. The government has found it fit to bring you in this very important call, the service to forest and environment. Go out there and make a difference. We have had very serious challenges out there, and the reason we are having those is because we do not have adequate numbers. Now we have you, and we have the numbers that we require. When we get out there, let us make this country proud of the service, of the work that we are going to offer there, and that we can be counted to have and be seen to make a difference in being in the environment sector. And then again, to encourage them not to get to the ills that may be tempting when they get out there, so that they can be able to perform at their best, to ensure that as young people, they grow in the service, and they can rise to the highest ranks possible within the service.
Thank you very much. And the message is home to the rangers that are graduating or rather passing out tomorrow. Go out there and make a difference. And of course, as KBC Channel 1, we are your official broadcaster, and we will be here tomorrow from the beginning of it all to the end to bring you live images of this rather historic event. So thank you very much for speaking to us, Mr. David. It's been a pleasure having you with us, and we thank you as KBC. And by now, I take it back to the broadcasting house with our anchor, Tom, to take us through the rest of the bulletin. My name is Yusuf Farah. Tom, back to you in studio.
Many thanks indeed, Yusuf Farah. They are telling us 2,664 rangers to graduate tomorrow. Of course, His Excellency the President will be presiding over that passing out parade. Now, I can see Daniel Wahome is in the other studio, ready and steady to bring us the day's sports. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.